Really sweet guy.
You're on the way.
Yeah, hey, if I get married, I told my friends, I said, at my age, it would be really cruel if I made all my friends get some kind of really bad bridesmaids dresses. I don't want to have a wedding. Yeah.
Tony?
You do good.
I ain't got time for you to do this morning. You gotta get with the program.
You're a better reader than I am.
All right. If we would, Eric, would you come forward, please? Eric Smith, one of our highway patrolmen. He's going to say a prayer for us as soon as the bell stops. Now if we do the Pledge of Allegiance, let me have Tony come up here and do the Pledge of Allegiance for us.
I'll do it from down here, folks. Salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our rally. This is the rally for the people of the United States, Athens, Limestone County, all of North Alabama. We're here for the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is a founding document. It's one of the things that put the Constitution together. It's one of the things that caused the United States of America to be the United States. Without the Bill of Rights, we would have no United States, because the founding fathers, they ran into a little bit of opposition between each other. They said, well, we've got to have individual rights for the people to make sure that the Constitution of the federal government does not step on us. Make sure they don't take away as they get bigger. So the Bill of Rights was formed. In that Bill of Rights, we have 10 amendments that guarantee us certain things. And the 9th and 10th Amendment guarantee us those things that are not listed in the Constitution, that are natural rights, things that we're all going to have no matter what. And today we're going to honor the Bill of Rights by reading it. I've passed out to several of you each one of the amendments. If you would come forward, starting with the First Amendment to the Constitution.
Can y'all hear back there?
You can hear, I'm sure. I guarantee you they can hear me. Come on forward, please. Yeah, the First Amendment to the Constitution, please.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
Intrusive is a word that's only used, to my knowledge, in the Second Amendment to our Constitution. It's an extremely strong word. It reaches out and it tells the government, don't touch it, don't bother it, leave it alone. Up until 1937, it wasn't touched by the Supreme Court. In 1937, a shotgun was sawed off, and it ended up before the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court made a ruling on it. The first time they really made a ruling on the Second Amendment. And they said a shotgun cannot be used in the armed forces, so you don't need it. A sawed-off shotgun does not need to be used in the armed forces, so you don't need it. And that was the first infringement of the Second Amendment. Basically, the Second Amendment says individuals have a right to own and use weapons without interference from the government. The Third Amendment.
No soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner as to be prescribed by law.
Almost every one of these amendments that they wrote as the Bill of Rights had a reason, an intent. And the intent of the Third Amendment was simple. Before the Revolution started, soldiers in mass started coming to the continent. And they had to have a place to house these people. So they stuck them in your homes. And you had to feed them. You had to take care of them. And they were sometimes abusive to you. And so, as a result, we have the Third Amendment to our Constitution that prevents that from happening. Fourth Amendment. Where's my Fourth Amendment?
Come on up, sir.
I know we have one. There we go. Oh, of course. Absolutely.
The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon proper cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
And again, what I think about the Fourth Amendment, Rex's opinion, you may not be arrested or detained arbitrarily. No agency of government may inspect or seize your property or possession without first obtaining a warrant. To obtain a warrant, they must show specific cause for the search or seizure and swear upon oath that they're telling the truth about these reasons. Furthermore, the warrant itself must state specifically and in detail the place, the thing, the people it covers. Warrants that are too general or vague cannot be used. Searches and seizures that exceed the term of the warrant are not valid. Fifth Amendment.
Amendment 5. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation.
No one outside the military may be tried for a serious crime without first being indicted by a grand jury of citizens. Once found not guilty, a person may not be tried again for the same deed. You can't be forced to be witness or provide evidence against yourself in a criminal case. You can't be sent to a prison or have your assets seized without due process. The government can't take your property without paying market value for it. The Sixth Amendment, please.
Amendment 6. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right of a speedy and public trial. An impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense.
Trials cannot be unreasonably postponed or held in secret. In any criminal case against you, you have a right to public trial by jury of unbiased citizens, thus ensuring that the state can't use a party line judge to railroad you. The trial must be held in the state or region where the crime was committed. You cannot be held without charges. You cannot be held on charges that are kept secret from you. You have a right to know who's making accusations against you and to confront those witnesses in court. You have the right to subpoena the witnesses, to testify in your favor, and a right to the services of an attorney. The Seventh Amendment, please.
Amendment 7. In suits at common law where the values in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law.
The right to trial by jury extends to civil as well as criminal cases. Once the jury has made its decision, no court can overturn or otherwise change that decision except by way of accepted legal process. For instance, granting of a new trial when appeal courts determine that your rights have been violated in the original proceeding. The Eighth Amendment, please.
Amendment 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted.
The Tenth Amendment, another one of my favorites.
Amendment 10. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people.
Amen.
The federal government has only those specific powers granted to it by the Constitution. All other powers belong to either the state or to individuals.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
Back off. As researching the Bill of Rights and researching things in the we call landmark cases with the Supreme Court, I found something that's very disturbing. For example, the religious ideas, the religious rules that we have now, they didn't come about until 1937. That's when we first heard a First Amendment. Let's let the parade pass.
Thank you.
I'm loud enough, but it's not. Ain't no comment. And since that time, we've had 2 to 3 dozen cases against churches, against religion, against our rights. And where are our pastors? Where's the congregations? Why aren't you standing up to this? Why aren't you out there like we are today? Telling these people they can't do it. It's simple. The federal government cannot establish a religion.
Amen.
It doesn't say that you can't have a menorah on your courthouse square. It doesn't say you can't have a nativity scene on your courthouse square. It doesn't say you can't have a prayer where you might want to have a prayer.